Okay, Jim Wilder.
Thank you. Today, I'm Jim Wilder. I wanted to talk with you about some inspiration that I actually got from the last gathering. It was Dr. Mosley. She was here and she spoke about the level 3 Menger sponge that she built with with business cards. And so anyway, while I have this moment, I would not feel right consciously if I did not take time to drop a few names like they were hot. I'd like to thank Colin Mulcahy, Neil Calkin, Colin, Alex Bellis, Scott Kim, George Hart, Vi Hart, Thane Pamblett, Gary Fauché, John Conway, and Dr. Mosley. And the reason why I wanted to bring them up is because as I'm a school teacher and I hear a lot of times, oh, what you do is so important. What you do matters. To all the names I mentioned, what you do also matters. You guys, we now have shared students, and I'm very thankful that Colin was one of the first people that I met last time because he encouraged me to go and talk to people. And so if I have not spoken with you, like Colin told me last time, he said, if you're here, it's for a reason. And so if you all are here, there's a good reason for it, and I would like to know what it is. Because I want to steal your best ideas and share them with my students, because that was really one of the most important things that I took away from the last gathering was about communicating really good, important ideas. So anyway, I did this with fourth graders. I currently teach sixth grade math. But anyway, so I went back and I was talking to my kids just about all the excellent things that I'd seen and we'd done. And I was showing them pictures, and they were really intrigued by the Menger sponge. And so they said, oh, we want to do that. And I said, well, I don't really know that we can do that with business cards. And they said, oh, but we have all these playing cards because we play math games frequently. And I said, well, all right. I said, well, if you guys will figure out how many cards we need and how many decks, how much it'll cost, we'll do it. And so anyway, this is around my room. I have boards all over my room, and I have kids, when they have ideas, I want them to go up and write them and show them. And so this is just one of the boards, and they talked about the unit cube and then a level 1. And this is some of the figuring that they did on the front end. And so they decided, oh, we're going to need 120 cards just to make a level 1, and they figured out we're going to need 20 level 1s in order to make a level 2. And because initially they wanted to build a level 3 sponge, and then they quickly determined that was going to be expensive. And so anyway, then another problem came up. They realized, oh, it's not going to look nice and smooth. We need to cover it. And so I said, well, we need to figure out how many cards we're going to need to cover it. And so these were, again, this was just one of the mini boards. And they decided, oh, we won't cover it on the bottom so we can save cards like that. And so anyway, there's some more figuring that they did. And I backed off of it. I stayed out of it as much as I could, and I really made them. And I've even shown you a couple of pictures, I believe, that have some wrong answers. But I stayed out of it, and I made them talk about it and work through it and prove, who was correct. We eventually gathered all the cards that we needed, and I would go around and just do what I could to help as the kids became interested. There are the 20 level 1s that were not covered yet, and so then we got into assembling them. We figured out kind of quickly that assembling this was going to be a task and a challenge, and we had to use trial and error to figure out exactly how we could assemble it. And we slowly got it, and there were some intense moments, and that was one of them. But we finally, that's almost complete, got it together. And then there's a little boy that you'll see, and for me as a teacher, it was the best part of the whole deal. He really came alive when we did this. But he spotted that. He said, man, we have one that lost one of its faces. And so I said, how are we going to wrangle in there and get that? And but they problem solved, and they figured it out. We got to this point, and then we started with the covering, and it looked sort of like that. We continued. They decided the colors they wanted to use, and there they are covering it again. And it's this young man right here. Like I said, I mean, he was a quiet, reserved child, and that really changed things for him. And so all in all, I just want to say thank you for sharing your ideas here, because they're really important to me and what I do. And so thank you.